Hi here, Finss here. I'm back for another video, and I've just watched another episode of I'm A Celeb to Get Me Out of Here 2020. And yes, let's do a little quick review of the last few days of the show. I should sit down. I should sit down because I can't bend over like this. So, yeah. I'm Celebrity. It's still happening. It's still going. It's been it's still going. I've just watched the last episode of it. Yeah, yeah. Okay. It's happening. It's happening. So yes, since we've last spoke, last time I did a review, they've done a live they've done a live trial, and it was boys versus girls. They were split into two teams, and whoever won the most stars or coins or whatever it was going to get a banquet, while the other team would have to eat on rice and beans and do the next bush tucker trial. Which I quite like they did that. I like they split them into two teams because it was being like one whole team, and they were all getting along. Cause we needed a bit more of some rivalry in the camp and more competition and them to get competitive. Because I think it was for the best they split them into two teams. So boys versus girls, and the boys won while the girls lost and had to eat rice and beans and do the next trial. Victoria wasn't really happy. She just wasn't happy that she lost. Mainly because I think she really was the one that kind of did let the team down. She struggled. Well, she didn't do as well as Vernon did in the crate they were in. So, or the box they were in. So she was quite mad on herself that she let the team down. So, I'm seeing a bit more Victoria the last few days, which is good to see. I like to see a bit more of Victoria. I know she's quite, she's jealous. She's quite debatable, and she has her own opinions. And it's nice that we're kind of seeing more of Victoria now. These last few days, actually, because she is an interesting character. So the girls had to do the next trial, which was they all had like fish guts and all sorts of slime poured over them while they had to escape from these chains and then put them hands in the boxes for the critters. It was a very simple trial. I think most of these trials are simple, but yet, some of these trials, are very simple this year. They haven't gone all out on it. They have done other years, but I guess make the most of what you've got, I guess. So, they did well. They got 10 out of 12. They just missed out on the last 2 stars. So that was last night, and tonight AJ and Jessica did the trial. They were in the dark and they had to collect stars from these 2 rooms while having critters all poured over them and not knowing where they were going. It was actually really difficult. They only managed to get half the stars. They got 6 stars in the end. So it was actually the weakest performance in a trial, and so they were very disappointed in themselves, especially Jessica. She only got 1 star, AJ got 5. But AJ, he was screaming like a little girl in there. Really, but it was nice to see them both do a trial because they were at the start were quite quiet characters, so it was nice to see more of them in the trials. And also we saw a little bit of friction. Well, not so much friction, but a little bit of because now Jordan is the camp leader and Victoria is the deputy leader, and now everybody's got their own jobs in camp. Some are cooking, some are looking after the fire, some are cleaning, some are putting out the toilet or livy or privy or whatever it's called now. So they're all doing their jobs. So, you know, AJ was getting a little bit twitchy, I've just made that word up, but getting a bit, you know, on the edge with Shane not sorting out the pots and the pans, and, you know, there's a bit of, bit of that. It wasn't full-on arguments, but it's nice to see a different side now of the camp, because they're getting hungry, you know. This is the part of the series where we see, you know, people's true colours come out now. They've been in there a week, you know, because when you first go in, you're all energised, you're all ready, and I guess after a while, you know, after a week, you know, you really, you know, it gets to a point, it gets serious now, and, you know, you're getting hungry, you're starving, you want your food. So yeah, and I really do enjoy that now we've got the camp roles, and I think that's good that we have like camp roles and everybody does their own thing, and when they don't want to do their own thing and want to help people out but they can't, you know, that's also very interesting to watch, because that could cause some friction towards the camp, and yeah, you know, it's very interesting to see you know, at dinner time when they cook, you know, to see, you know, people want to help and then they can't, so it makes an interesting environment in the camp, you know, now, because I have to say, the camp itself, for me, was getting a little bit on the boring side for a bit, but now we're gradually seeing some friction into the camp, gradually. Maybe it's not going to become such a boring series, because it was, if you ask me personally, it was becoming quite a boring series, but now, you know, it's getting interesting. I think we're getting to, this is the interesting part, you know, only a few more days now until the first person is voted out, so they all want to win probably, if not most of them anyway, so we're seeing people's true colours come out now. I think this is the point where we see people's true colours come out. So yeah, that is what has happened, and Shane will be doing the next Bush Tucker trial. I thought it was going to be AJ after his performance in the trial, so I was surprised Shane did it, but maybe that's also because Shane was involved with AJ with the pots and pans as well. Maybe that could have played a part as well, but it'd be interesting because he hasn't done a trial in a while. What else? You know, let's talk about the two arrivals as well into the camp, Russell and Rufy. No idea. I mean, it just feels like we haven't had any two new arrivals, because actually, watching the last episode tonight, I didn't really see much of them actually. Rufy did the Coin Castle Challenge, but that's it. Russell didn't do anything. These two new arrivals haven't, compared to all the other, you know, late arrivals we've had over the years, they haven't contributed much to the camp at all, and I fear at least one of them will be out quite early on. I can't see neither of them winning. I don't think they've contributed that much. I know Russell did tell him about the whole backstory about the brain tumour about a couple of nights ago, which was nice to see, and him just sing out. And I know Rufy about Prince Edward's story, she going on a date with Prince Edward. That's all nice, but really they haven't really, apart from that, contribute a lot to the series. And I'm worried, because they were quite late in, I'm just worried we're going to lose one of them quite early on, but yeah. Anything else I want to talk about? Oh, let's talk about the Daily Drop. The Daily Drop I need to talk about, because I haven't talked about it. The Daily Drop is the replacement to the Extra Camp. Basically, it's on ITV2 or the ITV Hub, if you can't wait. It's presented by Vic Hope, and every day she has a panel of like celebrities and campmates before, you know, talk about the show, talk to a family member who's in the camp or somebody in the camp, and that's it. I guess if you're a fan of I'm a Celebrity, you'll watch this. But really, you know, Vic Hope, good host. I like Vic. I remember her strictly. You know, she does a good job, you know. I like they talk about the show. But for me, the Daily Drop sucks all the fun out of what Extra Camp was. I really enjoyed Extra Camp, especially last series. You know, you had, oh, what's his name? I can't remember. Joel Dommett, Emily Atack, and Adam Thomas. You know, they were a fun team. You know, Joel being the comedian. You know, Emily, you know, was funny. Adam just laughs at everything you say. They were a great team, and they had great people. They did the trials. You know, they talked to Ant and Dec. They did games. And for me, when I watch the Daily Drop, I kind of think, where's all that? Where's the fun? You know, they don't do any games. They don't do the trials that the campmates do. I mean, I like seeing like them doing the trials, you know. It's so much fun. I remember Alison Hammond, you know, doing the trials, and John Barrowman. That was so much fun seeing that last year. And now that's all sucked away, I guess, because it's all in Wales and it's restrictions, maybe they couldn't do it. But they could have played some games. We don't even see Ant and Dec that much. Sure, they do a prediction, but the other week, but we don't even hear their opinion anymore. For me, the Daily Drop is just okay. It's, you know, watch it once in a while, but I wouldn't watch it every night, you know. I just don't know. I just think Vic does the best she can, and she is a good host, but all it is just a panel of people talking about the show, and that's it. I miss the fun the Extra Camp had, you know what I mean? I miss the Extra Camp, actually, I really do. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the Daily Drop gets axed after one series, I really do. Which is a shame, but, you know, but I just miss the fun. I miss the fun from the Extra Camp. In any case, I think that's all I have to say about the show tonight. I will be back for another review very soon, so then you can comment down below, like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll be back for more content very soon, so then have a great day, people. Goodbye, people. Goodbye.